last week's Torah portion. Come. Stand up.
Or making the bureau is smaller than the earth, the Most High gets mad about it. He showed Israel that he was Aaron. He chose Aaron, not them. And Moses and Aaron messed up and they spoke to what and said it was the Most High bread.
Right.
Moses already gets 100% against the land.
Fine. So with all the things that you saw happen in that last portion, and with one word, what do you think the Most High is showing us that he's looking for?
Obedience.
Obedience, right? So we gotta understand that the Most High takes obedience as a serious matter. Dealing with his instruction, dealing with his laws, statutes, commandments, and we have to learn to be obedient to his word. Or there's what? There's consequences. Okay, for not being obedient to the Most High. Okay. So let's start with Colossians 3:17. Today's portion is Numbers 22 and 2 to
25 and 9.
25 and 9.
Book of Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. Colossians 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word, ye do all by Hashem HaMashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to the Allahayim and Abanawa by him, by Hashem HaMashiach Yahushai, the one of the Yard Aman.
Right, so everything we do the Most High Mashiach Yahushua's name, that's the true spiritual power that's in heaven. That's going to be established right here on earth, thus saith the Most High. All right, so this portion, we start off in Numbers 22, verse 2.
The book of Numbers, chapter 22, verse 2. Numbers 22, verse 2. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was sore afraid of the people, because they were many. And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel.
Right, so at one time, in past time, that the nations were terrified, okay, because when Israel ran through a nation, it was total destruction. The Most High was with us. Okay, but because of our disobedience, that we see that the Most High is not with us in these lives. He's having mercy with us, but he's not totally. He's allowing these nations to do what in these days? Devour us. Okay, we're at the bottom of the totem pole. Read that again.
Verse 3. And Moab was so afraid of the people because they were many.
Right. At one time, nations actually used to fear Israel. But now it's opposite around. When you see 10 jakes down the corner, you see one Caucasian cop come, and they all run away. But at one time, these nations used to fear us. To show you how the Most High has drastically changed things around. Okay, come on.
And Moab was so afraid of the people because they were many. And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, now shall this company lick up all that are about us, as the ox licked to Pithor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they have covered the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people.
You said what?
Curse me this people.
So who are the people that came out of Egypt? Huh? It's Israel. So he said, these people, they cover the face here and saying that what? Okay. That's why every year I think is this year they come up, is this year next year to have the census where Esau goes around, he knocks on your door and try to evaluate how many people are here.
Yes, this year.
It's this year, right?
Yeah, he started already.
Okay, but he would never be able to do that. Why? Because the Most High said this about Israel. Hold that, give me Hosea. Hosea 1 verse 10.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 10.
Come on.
Hosea 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel,
Of who?
yet the number of the children of Israel
Right, the number of the children of Israel, come on,
shall be as the sand of the sea,
shall be what?
as the sand of the sea,
Come on.
which cannot be measured,
Which what?
which cannot be measured,
Come on.
nor numbered.
Which cannot be measured nor numbered. So they said these Israelites, they what? They cover the face of the earth. Like literally like this. There's so many of us. Okay? So let's go back to Numbers.
Numbers 22 and verse 6. Numbers 22 verse 6. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure, I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom thou hast blessed is blessed, and he whom thou curseth is cursed.
Right, so he knows this man has the ability to curse and bless people, but now he wants to do what? Put a curse on Israel. Okay, but Most High isn't going to have faith on this. Okay, so come on.
And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came unto Balaam and spake unto him the words of Balak. And he said unto them, lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as the Most High shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High came unto Balaam and said, what men are these with thee? And Balaam said unto the Most High, Balak, the son of Zippor, the king of Moab, have sent unto me, saying, behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them. Peradventure, I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. Verse 12. The Most High said unto Balaam, thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed.
So he said, you're not going anywhere with these people. He said, why? Because this is a blessed nation, and you can't put a curse on the Most High's people. Okay, read that again.
Verse 12. And the Most High said unto Balaam, thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed.
So now when it says thou shalt not means what? That's a commandment by the Most High. So let's see what's going to happen because he disobeyed them. Read.
And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the prince of Balak, get you into your land, for the Most High refuseth to give me leave to go with you. And the prince of Moab rose up, and they went unto Balak and said, Balaam refuseth to come with us. And Balak said, send yet again prince more and more honorable than they.
Right, so he tried to send more people to try to convince him. He said more honorable, you understand? Like he said they serve representatives, dignitaries to try to convince him to change his mind. Come on.
Verse 16. And they came to Balaam and said to him, thus saith Balak, the son of Zippor, let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me, for I will promote thee unto very great honor.
Right, so he said, I'm going to give you like some big position. You know, like they do these guys, Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, they give these guys, you know, positions if they do what? They turn against, you know, their people. Or do something that's against the Most High as well. He said, listen, I'll promote you. I'll give you some type of promotion if you just do what I say. Read it again.
Verse 17. Numbers 22, verse 17. For I will promote thee unto every great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people.
Right, so they adamant. It's like, just curse these people for me, like they do today. You understand? This is these nations have a perpetual hatred against the nation of Israel. So he's like, curse these people, come on.
And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Most High my power to do less or more.
Right, so he said, even if you gave me all you got, I can't do nothing against the Most High. It's not worth it. Okay? What's a man that gained the whole world and lose his soul? A lot of our people have done that. Look at this guy, this young rapper, this is Extension. Okay? He's what, 20 years old? And look what happened to him. When you can actually see in his face, you can see he was going through all types of situations, all the tattoos on his body. You can see he was going through some mental, spiritual battle he was dealing with. Okay? Just like you had Michael Jackson's father passed away, 2-3 days ago. Okay, so we're hearing stories that he used to take Michael Jackson to little parties and get molested, all kinds of sick things. Okay? But he was like, Michael Jackson ended up being like a sacrificial lamb for his whole family to get rich. Because you had the Jackson 5, but who was the one that stood out within the Jackson 5? Michael. Okay, he was the one that stood out amongst all his family, Janet Jackson, all of them.
What happened to Tito?
He went to the Wizard of Oz. But you know, when you think of Jackson, you think of Michael. Right? You don't think of Tito and all these other people, you think of Michael Jackson. Okay, so he was that sacrificial lamb for his whole family to inherit all this wealth. And he paid for that with what? With his life. Okay, he paid for it with his life. Okay, come on.
Verse 19. Now therefore I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Most High will say unto me more. And the Most High came unto Balaam at night and said unto him, if the men come to call thee, and Balaam rose up.
Hold on. Give me Rome. You guys, the Most High, you know, he wants to show his power. He's like, right now, he's going to do what he's going to set the stage. No, give me 9:17.
The book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 17. Romans 9 and 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee.
That what?
That I might show my power in thee.
Come on.
And that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
So that's what the Most High wants his name to be declared. Okay, when you hear the miracles, there's even a book of wars of the Most High, all the nations that he conquered. Okay, all the miracles that he bestowed to Israel and did in the sight of all men. So the Most High wants to show himself. Okay, come on, let's go back to our number. So he said, you know what, I'm going to let you go these people, but now he said, I'm going to put in your spirit the things that I want you to say.
Numbers 22 and verse 21. And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his donkey and went with the prince of Moab. And the Most High's anger was kindled because he went. And the angel of the Most High stood in the way for an adversary against him.
Mm-hmm.
Now he was riding upon his donkey, and his two servants were with him. And he saw, the angel of the Most High standing in the way.
Right, so they couldn't see this angel, right? But the Most High put it that the donkey could see it. Okay, come on.
And the donkey saw the angel of the Most High standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand.
So not only they were angels present, they were what? They were drawn swords. Okay? So I can't even imagine how big these swords and how it looked. But it was so terrifying that the donkey, when he saw it, he tried to back up, he tried to go anywhere but forward. Because it didn't look pleasing. Okay, he was terrified. Okay, come on.
And his sword drawn in his hand, and the donkey turned aside out of the way and went into the field. And Balaam smote
Maybe you don't see what I'm seeing. Okay, but I see something that's terrible looking. Okay, we read, hold on, give me Ezekiel. Ezekiel 1:4. So, we had Ezekiel actually fainted at the sight of an angel. Okay, these are great men. Ezekiel 1:4.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 4.
Come on.
And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber.
I was reading this book I had on UFO sightings, and the same description that these people witnessed about they saw the so-called UFOs is the same description that we're reading about in Ezekiel. It says a bright light is amber looking, so it's the same. They're the same compatible description that's in the scriptures. Okay, so these so-called UFOs, they're identified flying objects to us. These are the chariots of the Most High Mashiach, the holy angels. That's why the U.S. government thought that they would need to create what? A space force. A special space force to do what? Just to deal with what's going on in the heavens. Because they are quite aware of the second coming of Hamashiach, who the word even called Jesus Christ. And as you read the book of Psalms, we're going to read that the military, the angels of the Most High are plentiful. Okay, more powerful than all these Air Force, Army, Navy, okay, Marines. So this Space Force made the sixth department of U.S. military, and six being what? Esau does everything on a six. Okay, and that six has a special meaning as well. We're going to go into that as well. Read that again.
Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 4.
Come on.
And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it. And out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire, also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of four living creatures.
Four what?
Living creatures.
Four living creatures, come on.
And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man.
So one had the likeness of a man, come on.
And every one had four faces.
Had what?
Four faces.
So imagine seeing a man with four different faces. Okay, come on.
And every one had four wings.
Everyone had what?
Four wings.
Four wings, come on.
And their feet were straight feet. And their sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their four sides. And they four had their faces and their wings
So just imagine, you see this angel that has what? Wings, feet like calves, 4 different faces. Okay, so you know Esau, he tries to emulate, he tried to do it in all these movies, that Independence Day, all these other sci-fi movies they have, trying to depict or describe what they refer to them as what? As aliens. They say they're 3 feet tall. Okay, so we know that those images are a lie. So when you want a true description of an angel, okay, you come to the Bible. They're not these little with wings. Okay, so all these things are contrary to the scriptures. Give me Revelation 13 and 18. So Esau just added that Space Force, which made the sixth component to the U.S. military government. Okay, so we know what the Space Force and what that 6 represent.
13, 18.
13, 18.
Book of Revelations, chapter 13, verse 18. Revelations 13, verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast.
Of the what?
Of the beast.
Come on.
For it is the number of a man.
Number of who?
A man.
The number of a man. Come on.
And his number is 666.
So how much is one score? How much is one score? 20. So 3 score is what? 60. So that's 666. And it said that beast is what? It's a man. See, our people have been taught religion. We've been religified. We have not been given a true understanding that's contained in the scriptures. Okay, that's why a lot of times when we do our street ministry, people say, well, why do you jump to this scripture, that scripture? Okay, how does the Most High tell us that we should go through this Bible? Should we read it from beginning to end like a novel? Okay, or should we read it with correct understanding? So how did the Most High instruct us to do that? You know, Isaiah. Let's see how the Most High commanded us how we should read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 9.
So who's the he? It said, whom shall he teach now? Who's the he? Huh? Who? Who's the he? It said, whom shall he teach knowledge? The Most High. So the whom is talking about who? Israel. The he is the Most High. Read that again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
So what is a milk to a baby? Huh? What is milk to a baby? That's the fundamental food, right? The basic when you start. You ain't give a baby steak. Okay, a baby starts weaning, so we wean from the milk, the law, statutes, commandments. A lot of people come into Israel 1 week, 1 month, they want to know about Revelations, Daniel's. Okay. And what is the Bible? What is the acronym for the Bible? Best instructions before leaving earth. So start off with the basic understanding before you go on to those deep sayings, dark sayings, and parables. Okay, so start off with the come on.
For precept must be upon precept.
In the Old Testament and here a little in the New Testament. Come on.
For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak.
Stammering lips, because why? We speak the language of who? Of our oppressor. Okay, a lot of Jewish people, they come out and say, well, how come you don't speak Hebrew? Okay, without people that are dispersed throughout the 4 corners, that's a part of Brooklyn. Maybe that'll shut them down. So Levi now, he's probably walk around all proud. He got little Haiti now in Flatbush. Okay, a little piece of pie.
Do a little parade on
Okay. But they know that this whole revolution thing is going because why? It was the so-called Haitian that came into America to help the Negroes start that whole revolution. Just like they brought out about Nat Turner. When they did that movie, Nat Turner, they showed that what? Through Dessalines and Toussaint, okay? How that encouraged him to get the spirit of revolution. Now, actually, I was thinking about when that brother, the Levite brother, was out there, the Bob Marley lookalike, how he kept talking about Haiti, but he did not really understand the history of Haiti. I'm going to read this. Read that thing.
Says Columbia Respiratory, liberty of death, proclamation. Never again shall.
What year is that?
Slovakia. Year.
Should be on the top.
At the bottom, 1804.
1804. So this is 1804. Come on.
Never again shall a colonist or a European set his foot upon this territory with the title of master or proprietor. Right? Mm-hmm. This resolution shall and henceforth form the fundamental basis of our Constitution. Should other chiefs after me by pursuing a conduit.
So we're not supposed to have any other nation, okay, and serve you in these Chinese restaurants that you visit. Okay, so these people, these other nations are barbarians. Okay, they are brute beasts. And then they set a torch on it, and then the door was moving, and then they took a club, hit it on the head, like why you acting up? You set me on fire, and I'm alive. Okay, so these people are there, brute beasts. Come on.
Verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Most High thy power shall choose.
Come on.
One from among thy brethren.
One from what?
From among thy brethren.
One from among thy brethren. That's who he's supposed to set over us. Okay, because that person is of our kindred. He knows the God that we serve. We serve the power of whom? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So you don't worry about if you got a Chinese or a Ham coming to put their God over you. We don't have to worry about that. Okay, we know that our leader is going to instruct us to follow the ways of the team. Every description to be taken from them, and they will put that. Okay, this is showing that the leader. That's the leader. People don't go into that. And if this man, you see, kept promoting, have you ever been to Haiti? Okay, and actually, I also sent out another text. Somebody sent me of the city of Citadel. They have a statue set up of Destiny and stuff like that, and they had it as a Jeopardy question. Okay, so all these nations, they study all the history. Now they study history, but they come back and give us his story. Okay, so we got to go out there for ourselves, because they said if you want to hide anything from a black man, where do you put it? In a book. Okay, so the information is out there, and the millennial children, you're lucky to be living in this type of society. That information is there for you at your fingertips. Okay, when we came up, we had to do it. We had to go to the library. You had to actually have a library card. Okay, you had to go to the library. They had the microfilm, and you pull up slides. Actually, you had to read a book. Okay, you understand? If you wanted this wisdom and understanding, there was a store called Strand's Bookstore in Manhattan. You had to go there. You had to buy your books.
In
Schomburg's library.
Historic library.
Right? You had to physically go and get this information. Okay, but now you got the luxury of being on your couch at home, with your bowl of potato chips, with your remote control, on a live stream. Okay, in the comfort of your own home. Okay, we didn't have that. We had to go and search for this knowledge. Okay, so let's go back. Numbers. So that's a little bit of history, going to the history of Haiti. Okay, just to bring it out, the brother, he's destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Numbers 22 and verse 22. Numbers 22 and verse 22. And the Most High's anger was kindled because he went, and the angel of the Most High stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. And the donkey saw the angel of the Most High standing in the way.
So we just read a description in the book of Ezekiel that these angels are terrible looking. Okay, they're not just some 3 feet, 4 foot alien Martian looking like Esau describes on TV. Okay, or it's not some little baby with wings. Okay.
Go on. And he smote her again.
Right, so he pressed him up against the wall. He's like frantic, like trying to get away. And at this point, Balaam is still not seeing the presence of the angel, but the donkey is. Come on.
And Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the donkey with a staff.
Right. So now at this point, Balaam, he's like tight right now. Like, what you doing?
God opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said unto Balaam, what have I done unto thee?
I just did a miraculous thing and allowed this donkey to have speech. Okay, come on.
And Balaam said,
He's talking back and forth to the donkey, right? Do you realize he's having a dialogue with a donkey? Okay, so he said, if I had a sword right now, I would kill you. Okay, come on.
And the donkey said unto Balaam, am not I thy donkey, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this day?
Right, so listen, you've been riding me for all these years. I never gave you no problem. I took you to point A to point B with, probably gave a little bit of water, but I still took you there. Okay, never gave you any trouble. Come on.
Was I ever wont to do so unto thee?
Right, was I ever disobedient? Come. When you're dealing with such thing, that's a good point. When you're dealing with,
and he bowed down his head and fell flat.
now the Most High allowed Balaam to see, okay, what the donkey was seeing all this time, the angel of the Most High. Come on, what's going on? Okay, come on.
And Balaam said unto the angel of the Most High, I have sinned, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. Now therefore, angel of the Most High said unto Balaam, go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the prince of Balak. And when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him unto a city of Moab, which was in the border of Arnon, which is in the utmost coast. And Balak said unto Balaam, did I not earnestly send unto thee to call thee? Wherefore camest thou not unto me? Am I not able to indeed to promote thee to honor?
Right, so you keep coming up with this, I'm going to give you a raise, worry about what I'm going to give you. At this point, Balaam was, listen, man, you don't know what kind of trouble I'm in right now. Okay, I don't care what you're going to give me. Come on.
And Balaam said unto Balak, lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that the Most High put in my mouth, and to the prince that were with him.
So now they're up there setting up sacrifices. Come on.
And it came to pass on the morrow that
How many people they were. Okay, come on.
and Balaam said unto Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken. And Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said unto Balak, stand by thy burnt offering, and I will go. Peradventure, the Most High will prince of Moab. And he took up his parable and said, Balak, the king of Moab, hath brought me from Aram, out of the mountains of the east, saying, defile Israel.
Right, so he said, you point out in the mission to do what? To curse Israel. Come on.
How shall I curse whom the Most High have not cursed?
Right, so he said, how can I curse a people that the Most High have not cursed? Come on.
Or how shall I defile whom the Most High have not defiled?
Who shall I defy?
Right. Who shall I defy whom the Most High have not defiled?
Come on.
For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations.
Right, so the Most High has what? Has set apart the nation of Israel from all the other nations of the earth. Okay. Hold on, give me Deuteronomy 7:6. Right, so we are special people unto the Most High God. Okay, the Most High God have chosen us above all nations upon the face of the earth. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power. The Most High thy power have chosen thee to be a special people. The Most High thy power have chosen thee to be a special people.
Right, so we're out there in the highways and the byways. We're telling our people that what? And the Most High chose us to be a special people. And what do they say? But what about the white man? That's all they can say to us. What about the white man? Okay. I mean, we're out there downtown Broward. These people homeless, nothing to eat, but all they can think about is what about the white man? Is he going to be saved? Okay. So this is the people that have been robbed and spoiled. Okay, destroyed for lack of knowledge. Okay. You think in these other nations they were in a better place? They'll be worried about the nation of Israel? No. Okay, what you see is a case of white on white crime. You see two-time losers. Okay, because they wouldn't have any thought about if the foot was on the other shoe or they were in a better condition. But because they have something in common, that poverty, okay, the curses fall upon them as well, because their leaders don't have no pity on their own people. Okay, you're dealing with a nation that has no care for their own people, let alone the nation of Israel. Okay, because in our kingdom, what? Fellow Israelites, what do? We took care of our people, right? The white man, he just takes care of that what? That 1%. The other 99%, you out there on your own. Okay, there's an elite group that they only want, that's it. Okay, the rest of them, they can go there and work horses as well. Come on.
For thou art a holy people unto the Most High thy power.
Come on.
The Most High thy power have chosen thee to be a special people.
To be what?
To be a special people.
To be a special people. So what is the Most High trying to do? He's trying to get us on a level that we fulfill our potential as being a special people. Okay? That we live our lives the way the Most High intended as being that special people, the apple of his eye. We are the apple of the Most High's eye. We are his firstborn. We are heirs to the kingdom of heaven. So what do we have to do? We have to tap into this Bible. Best instructions before leaving earth. Okay? Gives you on how do we become in one accord with the Most High. How do you ensure that the holy angels are encamped around you at all times? Don't you want to think that at all times angels are camped around you? Okay, there's been a situation that we can all attest to right here today that you know that it had to be an angel of the Lord that got you out of a certain situation. Many of us were in car accidents, financial situations, things with our children. Okay, now we know that the Most High had a hedge around us. So we got to continue to walk in faith. All right, let's go back.
Numbers 23 and 9. Numbers 23 verse 9. For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob?
Right, so who can count? We just read about that in the book of Hosea. It said what? That Israel is like the sand of the sea. Cannot be measured nor numbered. So he said, who can count the dust of Jacob? Come on.
And number of the fourth part of Israel. Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. And Balak said unto Balaam, what hast thou done unto me? I took thee to curse my enemies, and behold, thou hast blessed them altogether.
Right, so he said, I brought you here to curse these people, and you blessed them. What did you do to me? What was the purpose of you coming here? Okay, come on. I promised you I was going to promote you. I was going to give you a raise. I was going to make you famous. Okay, I was going to give you all types of luxury. All I want you to do is to curse the children of Israel. Come on.
And he answered and said, must I not take heed to speak that which the Most High hath put in my mouth?
Right, so don't you know I got to say what the Most High is put in my spirit to say? Come on.
And Balak said unto him, come, I pray thee, with me unto another place, from whence thou mayest see them. Thou shalt see but the utmost part of them, and shalt not see them all, and curse me them from thence. And he brought him into the field of Zophim to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar.
Come on.
He said unto Balak, stand here by thy burnt offering, while I meet the Most High yonder.
Okay, so it says, you stay back, and I'm going to go deal with the Most High. I'll be back. Come on.
The Most High met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, go again unto Balak, and say thus. And when he came to him, behold, he stood by his burnt offering, and the prince of Moab with him. And Balak said unto him, what hath the Most High spoken? And he took up his parable and said, rise up, Balak, and hear. Hearken unto me, thou son of Zippor. The Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good?
Right, so he said, listen, the Most High, he's about it. Like, what he say, this what he going to do. Okay? The Most High word does not go out void. Come on.
Behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it.
Right, so he said, I received the commandment to do what? To bless the children of Israel. He said what? I cannot reverse it. Come on.
He hath not beheld iniquity in Jacob.
Right, he said, he has not found any sin in Jacob. Come on.
Neither have he seen perverseness in Israel. The Most High is power, is with him, and the shout of a king is among them. The Most High brought them out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob.
Right, so he said, surely you can't do no witchcraft, okay, against Israel, against Jacob. Come on.
Neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath the Most High wrought? Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion, and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down till he eat of the prey, and drink the blood of the slain.
So we know a young lion, okay, in his youth, he's terrified. The other animals in the jungle, what? They're terrified. Because lion is what? The king of the jungle. So he said that Israel's not going to rest until what? Until all the prey is eaten. Okay, come on.
And Balak said unto Balaam, neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. But Balaam answered and said unto Balak, told not I thee, saying, all that the Most High speaketh, that I must do.
Right, so he said, all what the Most High told me, that is what I must do. Okay, come on.
And Balak said unto Balaam, come, I pray thee, I will bring thee unto another place. Peradventure, it will please the Most High that thou mayest curse me them from thence. And Balak brought Balaam unto the top of Peor, that looketh toward Jeshimon. And Balaam said unto Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 bullocks and 7 rams.
So these guys going all over the place, man, building up altars, doing sacrifices, still trying to curse Israel. Okay, but it's not working. Come on.
And
These guys catches relentless. Come on.
And Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. Chapter 24, verse 1. Numbers, chapter 24, verse 1. And when Balaam saw that it pleased the Most High to bless Israel, he went not, as at the other times, to seek for enchantments, but he set his face toward the wilderness.
Right, so at that point, he said, I'm not dealing with no more witchcraft. He said, I just set his face toward the wilderness. Come on.
And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents, according to their tribes.
According to what?
According to their tribes.
Right, so Israel was set up in their tents according to their tribe. Okay, this time we have, a lot of times we showed up on the board. We set up, okay, the north, east, south, and west direction. Okay, and this is how we were set up. So they were set up according to their tribes. Come on.
And the Spirit of the Most High came upon him. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, have said, and the man whose eyes are open have said, he have said, which heard the words of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, fallen into a trance, but having his eyes open. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel. And the valleys are they, and the valleys are they spread forth as gardens by the riverside, as the trees of line aloes, which the Most High have planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters. Right.
So Israel is a blessed. Seeing that Israel being a blessed and plentiful nation. When you talk about cedar trees, okay, aloe, these are pleasant things that the Most High has set up. Okay, so Israel is a blessed nation. Come on.
He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag.
And so at this point, it's being said what? That his intention was to curse Israel, right? But now they're showing a vision of how plentiful, how blessed Israel's going to be. So now he had his intention to curse Israel. So now he's being suffered to see how it's going to be, all the blessings is going to be bestowed upon Israel as a nation. So you got to be sick right now. Okay, hearing all this. Okay, come on.
And his kingdom shall be exalted. The Most High brought him forth out of Egypt. He have, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrows. He crouched, and he lay down as a lion, and as a great lion.
As a what?
Great lion. Who shall stir him up? Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee.
That's why you see America is deteriorating at the rate it is, because why? They continue to do what? To curse the children of the Most High God. That's why there's no future for America. You can't curse the Most High's children and expect this nation to be a great nation after we're the ones that actually built America. When you look at all these inventions, what do? They stole our inventions. They gave us like $5 for a patent, and they made billions of dollars. Okay, but we actually built this nation to the way it is today. America would not be what it is if the nation Israel was not here. Okay, all the inventions that you see made today came from what? A so-called black man and black woman. Okay, from a basic toothpick, the light, everything that you see was created by us.
Comb, brush, comb. Yeah, even in a multiplex, those movie theaters that you go to, it was a black man who first invented that.
Everything you see.
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
Verse 10. Numbers 24 and verse 10. And Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam. He smote his hands together. And Balak said unto Balaam, I called thee to curse my enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these 3 times.
Right, so he got pissed off, so he smoked. He said, listen, man, I call you to curse these people, and what did you do? You blessed them 3 times. So you know he's pissed right now. Okay, come on.
Therefore, now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto great honor.
Right, so he said, I was going to give you a rail to promote. Okay, they allowed Jesse Jackson to run for president. What do you hear from him? You don't hear anything from these people. Okay, so they give you a little position, give you a little money, and they shut you up. Come on. Oh.
Answer.
Come on.
Yeah. Verse 12. And Balaam said unto Balak, spake I not also to thy messengers, which thou saidest unto me, saying, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of the Most High.
Right, so he said, you sent your messages to me, right, initially, and I told them, if you gave me all the gold and silver, I still can't do, okay, I can't go against the Most High. So he's reiterating to him that, listen, I told you this from the beginning, but he was persistent. He was like, listen, I need to get Israel. I need to put this curse on Israel. Okay, but he's telling him, like, listen, I told you this from the get-go, but you didn't want to hear it. Come on.
If Balak would give me his house full of silver, verse 14. And now, behold.
Finish
13?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll read 13 again. If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of the Most High to do either good or bad of my own mind. But what the Most High said, that will I speak.
Right, so he said, I can't do nothing beyond what the Most High commanded me to do. Okay, no more or no less. Come on.
And now, behold, I go unto my people. Come, therefore, I will advertise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days.
In the what days?
In the latter days.
Come on.
And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, has said, and the man whose eyes are open have said, he have said, which heard the words of the Most High, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty falling into a trance, for having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession.
And what?
And Edom shall be a possession.
Who is Edom? Okay, that's why it was so important for the white man to do what? To change everybody's nationality. Because when you read the scriptures that what? That the Most High loved Jacob and hated Esau, what did you be wondering? Well, who's Esau? Why does God say I hate Esau? So nobody wants to come on. So nobody wants to claim being Esau today, right? Because why? The Bible said I hate Esau. So we were out, we were doing street ministry. You know, we had all these people, all these different nationalities. When the Bible only it gives you the description of what? 18 original nations. So where do all these other names come from? These are man-made names that they gave the people. Okay, because there's only 18 original nations that created in the Bible. Come on.
Verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do violently.
So it said Edom is going to be a possession. Okay, yes. All nations are going to be saved, but for what purpose? Okay, those nations are going to be in the kingdom to be what? To be our servants. Okay, they're going to be our servants. The Most High is going to do what? Trading places. Okay. He said, I will lead them into captivity that had you in captivity. Come on.
Verse 19. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city.
Come on.
And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perished forever.
And what?
He'll perish forever.
Right, that he's going to do what? Perish forever. So how come they miss these precepts? And when the people come on, well, can the white man be saved? What about the other nations? Okay, he said that what? He's going to perish forever. There shall none be left, none be remaining. Come on.
And he looked on the Kenites and right. And he looked on the Kenites and took up his parable and said, strong is thy dwelling place, and thou puttest thy nest in a rock. Nevertheless, the Kenite shall be wasted until Ashur shall carry thee away captive. He took up his parable and said, alas, who shall live when the Most High doeth this?
Right, so everybody knew about our power. Now listen, when he brings destruction, there's nobody left standing. Okay? Because it said what? That the Lord is a man of what? War. The Lord is a man of war. Okay, come on.
Verse 24. And the ship shall come from the coast of Shittim, and shall afflict Asher, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever. And Balaam rose up and went and returned to his place, and Balak also went his way. Chapter 25, verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor.
So now there's a reason why the Most High commanded us not to mingle with these other nations. So we see what happened. What happened? They joined these people in Moab. What did they start doing? Started worshiping their gods. Hold on, give me Deuteronomy 7, verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 1. Go as to possess it, and have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Gergesites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
So who are these nations that we're reading about right now? They're who? What type of people? So-called Africans, right? Okay, come on.
Verse 2. And when the Most High thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them.
Thou shalt what?
Smite them.
Come on.
And utterly destroy them.
Right, so this is a God that's all love. A lot of people think that God is all love. And I was watching the comments. So people, when you say God is all love, is different from saying God is love. So I'm seeing people posting scriptures saying God is love. That's not the listening is an art. Okay, when they say God is all love, it's different from saying God is love. Because first of all, you have to analyze and understand what is the true definition of love. Okay, love is not an emotional feeling. Love is what? The application, the obedience of the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. So people try to make the term love into some emotional feeling. Okay, because you can't, Bob and Billy can't be married and say they're in love. Because why? That's against the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Okay, so we have to understand the definition of love before we try to use this word. Okay, read on.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 2. And when the Most High thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them.
So what is a covenant? A covenant is what? Is an agreement. So the Most High said, do not make any covenant, any agreement with these people. Come on.
Nor show mercy unto them.
Read.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Neither shall I what?
Make marriages with them.
Neither shall I make marriages with them. Okay? So there was a specific reason why the Most High commanded that we do not marry these other nations. And he's going to explain. Read.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter thou shalt not take unto thy son.
Read.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
They will what?
Turn away thy son from following me.
They will turn away thy son from following me. You see? So the man is what? The head of the woman, the head of the family. So if that man is off, what's he going to do? He's going to have his whole family worshiping some false god. Read that again.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
And do what?
Destroy thee suddenly.
Right, the anger of the Most High is going to be kindled, and you're going to be what? You're going to be destroyed. So let's go back to Numbers, because we read about that in Numbers, how they started making covenants and marriages with the people in Moab, okay, and worshiping their gods, their false gods. And what do we know about the gods of other nations? Give me that in the Psalm 96 and 5. What do we know about the gods of the other nations? Do they exist? Is there any meaning? Can they do anything? Let's see what the Bible says.
The book of Psalms, chapter 96, verse 5. Psalms 96, verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols.
For all the gods of the nations are idols. Okay? And what is an idol? Something that is what? It is useless. Okay? Read that again.
Psalms 96, verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Most High made the heavens.
But who?
The Most High made the heavens.
But the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he made the heavens and the earth. Okay? And all that dwell therein. Okay? So let's go back to Numbers.
Numbers chapter 25, verse 3.
Read 2 again.
Numbers 25 and verse 2. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bow down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. And the anger of the Most High was kindled against Israel. And the Most High said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Most High against the sun.
And do what?
Take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Most High against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Most High may be turned away from Israel.
Right, so the Most High, he deals with example. He has to say, got to make an example. He said, hang these people before sundown that the rest may see and listen, know that what? I'm serious about this. You understand? If you sacrifice to other gods, there's going to be a penalty, there's going to be a judgment. Okay, come on.
And Moses said unto the the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his man that were joined unto Baal Peor. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
So this cat is brave. They here weeping. This guy walk up there with a strange woman. Okay, in the midst of all this, okay, see what happens. See people be put to death. Okay, so this guy is brazen. Come on.
And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aharon, the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin.
He took a what?
A javelin.
What's a javelin? It's a long spear, right? So he witnessed this cat come in with this woman, and he was so enraged that he took this spear. And what did he do with it?
And he took the javelin in his hand, and he went after the man of Israel into the tent, and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel.
So he took this spear and thrust through both of them. Okay? Huh.
Yes, right. So right, 45 and 23.
Could we read that again?
Verse 8. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent, and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly.
So just imagine. He put the stab on one long jab and went through both of them at the same time. Okay? That must have been a sight. People saw that. But that's to show you how courageous our people were back then for this war. Okay? Now our people make all these excuses. Well, oh, we're in captivity. We can't do this. We can't do that. All these excuses. Okay? That's why the Moses said that he's going to take us to the wilderness. He's going to plead with us as he did with our forefathers. We're not going to be able to make up no excuses when we're in the wilderness. It's either you're going to get down or what, or you're going to lay down. Thus it the Most High. Okay, there's not going to be no excuses when the Most High reestablishes his law. But he's going to have to take us from where? From the hand of our enemy. Because in this country, they promote you to break the commandments of the Most High. Okay, there's no glorification to keep the law and the commandments of the Most High here. Okay, they give you praise, they give you glorification when you do what? When you sin here. Okay, you got all these transgender got rights now. The discrimination rights. We don't have rights. I see a chick out there talking about he's transgender. You don't have rights as a so-called black man. You're looking for rights as a transgender.
Two strikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So show you how people far, far, far away from the Most High. Okay. Read on. Read that. Sirach 24.
45 and 23.
45 and 23.
Con.
Sirach 45 and verse 23. We got the Red Apocrypha. It's page 98. The third in glory in Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, because he had sealed in the fear of the Most High, and stood up with a good courage of heart when the people were turned back and made reconciliation for Israel. Therefore was there a covenant of peace made with him, that he should be the chief of the sanctuary and of his people, and that he and his prosperity should have the dignity of the priesthood forever.
For how long?
Forever.
So this valiant act that he did solidified him to be a priest forever, to have prosperity forever. You see? But the Most High, there's benefits for being courageous in His law. Okay, but in this society, in this world, you get glorified, you get a trophy when you transgress, when you sin against the Most High. Okay, and the Most High said we cannot serve two masters, because why? You're gonna love one and hate the other. So we got to make up our minds this day, okay, who we're gonna serve. Okay? We can't be lukewarm. Give me that in Revelations.
Book of Revelation, chapter 3.
And 15.
Revelation chapter 3, verse 15. Revelation 3 and verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot.
Right, so Masha Yahushua said, listen, I would rather you be cold or hot. Because why? That's a definite position. Okay? So when you're lukewarm, what happens? You're in between. Okay? So the Most High would rather you be hot or cold. Whether you're going to be wicked, stay out, or deal with the righteousness of the Most High. But if you lukewarm, okay, the Most High said you're double-minded, and a double-minded is what is unstable in all his ways. Come on.
So then, because thou art lukewarm.
Now what?
Lukewarm.
So you're lukewarm, you're a little bit of hot, and you're a little bit of cold. So you're in between. Okay, come on.
Neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
He said what?
I will spew thee out of my mouth.
I will spew thee out of my mouth. Okay, once I said I will spew you out. Because why? You're lukewarm. Okay. Come on.
Numbers 25 and 8 and 9. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. And those that died in the plague were 20. And
Is that? Because that.
huh?
I'm in the Bible.
Okay. It's 10 and 10, right?
Yeah.
And read it again.
And the priest stood up.
And Ezra. Yeah, Ezra 10 and 10. Oh, okay. It's not in it. And here it says, and Ezra. That's why we gotta be mindful of these different Bibles. That's stuff we like taking out, put in.
Right. The book of Ezra, chapter 10, verse 10. It says, and Ezra the priest stood up and said unto them, ye have transgressed and have taken strange wives to increase the trespass of Israel.
To do what?
Increase the trespass of Israel.
Right, to increase the trespass, the sins of Israel, okay, by taking strange wives. Come on.
Now therefore make confession unto the Most High the power of your fathers, and do his pleasure, and separate yourselves from the people of the land and from the strange wives. Then all the congregation answered and said with a loud voice, as thou hast said, so must we do.
So much what?
We do.
So these men, what they did, they separated themselves from these strange wives. Okay, and he said that we must do. So they were what? They were in agreement. Okay, they were in agreement. Can we see how these nations cause us to err with all the abominations? Give me that Proverbs 11:26. No, 12:26.
12:26. The book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 26. Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
Right, so who's the righteous? Israel. Okay, the Most High intended for us to be a righteous nation. So he said the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. Come on.
But the way of the wicked seduceth them.
The way of the wicked seduceth them. See, we have been seduced by the ways of these other nations. Give me Job 9:24.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. Job 9 and 24.
Come on.
The earth.
The who?
The earth.
The what?
The earth.
The whole entire planet Earth, come on,
is given into the hand of the wicked.
is given into the hand of the wicked. So by process of elimination, we can determine who the wicked is. Okay? Because we see who makes up all the rules of regulations. No fly zone, embargoes. Okay? Who said Billy can have two dads? Who said Mary can have two moms? Okay? There's only one person. And we see the image that they put up. Okay? They said if there is a son of God, this guy has got to be a Caucasian. But they still, you see them say, well, nobody knows what the Messiah looks like. Right? If nobody knows what it looks like, how come he always ends up being a Caucasian? Shouldn't you paint him invisible? Okay? And somebody might say, well, he's a rainbow, but have you ever seen someone paint the Messiah as a rainbow? No. He always ends up being a Caucasian. You know, we do a street ministry. I don't, you know, you deal with people, they, by their own ignorance, and a lot of them, they start talking, and I let them repeat themselves, right? And a lot of times when they repeat themselves, they end up seeing how dumb they sound when they're saying after a while. Right? Okay? When you read the Bible, the Messiah is a so-called black man.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He curved the faces of the judges thereof.
But there was one Edomite, we were at the beach. He sat down with a sign. He had a prosthetic leg, a fake leg, and he kept saying, I'm the devil, right? I said, I'll say it. I was going to the restroom. But at no time, because a lot of them, they stereotype us, but at no time did they hear us say the white man was the devil.
Right.
But by their deeds, they show themselves to be the devil. Okay? The things that they do all the things that they do on earth, they show themselves to be, they do devilish acts. So they show themselves to be the physical counterpart of spiritual Satan. But at each time, I never called him any name. I said, thou sayest. You see? He kept saying, oh, the devil this, I'm the devil. I said, thou sayest. Everything they heard from us was what? Out of the scripture. Okay. Thus saith the Most High. Give me that Romans 3:3. So they want to try to get you out of the scriptures so they can try to prove you or judge you, okay, for using your own words. That's why we always make sure that we got to stay in each precept. Read that, Romans 3, verse 3.
The book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 3.
Come on.
For what if some did not believe?
So what is, okay, so the heathen, they're dismayed, they see the they look what's going on. Okay, these lunar eclipses, these are not things to be overlooked. Why do you think all this time they want to make a space force? The so-called white man and the other nations are getting ready for the return of a Mashiach Yahushua.
They did that years ago. They did it with Ronald Reagan, right?
Right.
Star Wars.
Yeah, and the Star Wars program.
Right.
The ICBM missiles. Okay, so they're getting ready. But our people.
But Israel, we still get it on. It's a party. Our people love the party, man. We love to get down.
Right, this is called the Final Frontier, Russia's secret space program. So this is dated 1992. Okay, so these nations are spending millions and billions of dollars, okay, making all these sophisticated armory. Now think about it. These missiles, how many missiles do you really need to destroy a country? So why do they need all these millions and billions of dollar missiles?
That don't make no sense.
Okay, they're not creating these missiles to fight mere man. They're creating these weaponry to fight against the Mashiach Yahushua and the holy angels. If you ever watch these sci-fi movies, it shows you when they're actually shooting so-called aliens with their weapon, what happens? The angels can actually absorb energy. And they actually get strengthened by it. Okay, so that's why they have to try to devise all these sophisticated technology, okay, in their vain, okay, thought that they're really going to try to beat the angels. But they're thinking about it, okay? They're not going. Esau, listen, Esau is a proud man.
He ain't going down without a fight, man.
Okay? The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock. Okay, he's actually going to try to fight the Mashiach Yahushua and the holy angels upon the second return. Okay.
You know that bomb he dropped on Hiroshima? That's like a half megaton.
Right.
He even dropped the full Monty on him. Dropped a half megaton and took them people out. The cat people over there.
Right. This is the Time magazine. This is July 2002. This says the Bible and Apocalypse. Why more Americans are reading and talking about the end of the world. Okay, the end of which world? Give me 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. Let's see which world it's talking about.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 9. If you have the red apocrypha, it's page 20. For Esau is the end of the world.
For what?
For Esau is the end of the world.
So Esau is the end of the world. Okay, so this is the end of the world. Esau's rulership. Okay, this is their last rulership. Thus saith the Most High, thus saith the Bible. Come on.
For Esau is the end of the world.
Come on.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And Jacob, who is Jacob? The father of progenitor of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. He said Jacob is what? Is the beginning of what?
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So as Esau is going down, Jacob is on the rise. Okay, here's another Time magazine. This is dated since June 2015. The search for life in the universe. Is anybody out there? Science is finding new clues. Okay, that's why they have a space force. They're going out of space and going all around. Okay? They know about the Mashiach Yahushua, the holy angels. They spending millions and billions of dollars. Okay? But let's see. Give me Psalm 96. The angels of the army of the Most High. He said,
68, 17.
All right.
The book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 17. Psalm 68, verse 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels.
Oh, what?
Thousands of angels.
Thousands of angels. Just imagine the day of Mashiach Yahushua, the Most High. There's going to be thousands of angels invading the whole, busting out the heavens, the atmosphere. Okay? And those chariots, the so-called UFO, but we know them as what? IFO, identified flying objects. Read that again.
The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Most High is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place.
Mm-hmm. Read 20.
He that is our power, Yahweh, is the power of salvation. And unto the Most High that power belong the issues from death.
Belongs the issues of death. Okay? That's what's coming to America, death and bloodshed. Okay? These pastors, these preachers, they're leading people astray, not getting them ready for the great day of the Lord. Not telling them that they need to come back to the Lord, set the commandments, and rehearse these righteous acts. Read the next verse.
But the Most High shall wound the head of his enemies, and the hairy scalp of such an one as goeth on to still in his trespass.
Right, so the Most High has what? He has enemies. Okay? The Most High has enemies. But they say God is all love. Okay? Somebody made a comment and say, yeah, that brother showed you the scripture, I didn't give him $1,000. I said, is God, yeah. I said, God is all, I said, where does it say God is all love? They sometimes say God is love. Okay? And again, these people do not have a true understanding of what is the definition of love. Okay, give me the definition of love. Let's say it from Most High.
Book of 2 John, chapter 1, verse 6. 2 John 1 and 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments.
Right, so it said, this is love, okay, that we walk after the commandments of the Most High God. Okay, so anything that's contrary to the commandments of the Most High, you are not walking in the love of the Most High. Okay, we can't get emotional when it comes to dealing with the love of the Most High. Okay, we see what happens when people try to go contrary to the Most High's word or go contrary to his will. What happens? There's judgment. Okay, just as we were going over what happened last week, those of our people that were disobedient to the Most High brought judgment. So we use these things, and give me on Romans 15, verse 4. The Most High shows us these things as an example for us not to do what? To make the same mistakes. Now, Romans 15, verse 4.
Book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. Romans 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Right, so whatsoever thing were written aforetime was done what? For our learning. Okay? That we will learn from the do's and the don'ts. Okay? Come on.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Right, so it said we through patience might have hope and comfort from these scriptures. See, I've come to this many years and I've known a lot of people that lost patience. That have we were taught coming up that we would be out in the year 2000. We're going to the year 2019. Okay? I know brothers that prior to year 2000 stopped paying their mortgage, stopped paying their car note. Okay? End up becoming homeless, all type of things that happened because why? They were banking on that year 2000. Some of them went back to Catholic Church, Christian Church. Okay? But the scripture said what? No man knows what? No man knows the time or the hour. Well, you had people came up with their own doctrines. So give me Proverbs 3 and 5.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5. Proverbs 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Most High.
Do what?
Trust in the Most High.
Right, trust in the Most High. How do we trust in the Most High? Faith. Okay, upon His law, statute, commandments. Okay, regardless of what you see happening, you continue to trust and you rehearse the righteous acts of the Most High. Okay, regardless of what you see going on in your life, you know that the Most High will carry you through. Okay, read that again.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Most High with all thy heart.
With all thy heart, with all thy mind, come on.
And lean not unto thy own understanding.
And lean not unto thy own understanding. Okay? Anything that's contrary to the scriptures is what? Your own understanding. Okay? So let's continue to be in obedience of the Most High. So let's take, we finished the portion, get the Most High hand. So let's take a half an hour break. Come back in half an hour. We'll do, let's go into the gospel. And if we have any announcements, we'll bring it up. How's it going with the rentals for the, anybody secure one after we left? It's going on hold?
It doesn't look like it from the chart on your website.
Okay. Yes, sis?
I reserved one last week.
Okay, so we'll update. We have the sheet up here. If you don't mind, put your name down. And we'll update that. All right, so let's take a break. Come back in half an hour. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.